Hi! This isn't any one of my anime videos or anything. This is about my Gryffindor scarf that is in my cartoon picture on the Otaku project. And I had that not only because I have one in real life, it's because I think if Hogwarts were real and I was British and 11 and a witch, going there, I would be sorted into Gryffindor. It's not only because that's the house that's emphasized in the books, I really think that I'd belong there. Now, part of it is process of elimination of houses I just know I wouldn't really want to be in, or just totally wouldn't fit in at all. Slytherin, I wouldn't. Oh, by the way, I should say that I'm not on Pottermore and I haven't been officially sorted, but I have read the letters that people sorted into the various houses get. And, I read the one for Slytherin, and before, I know I just don't belong. I'm not ambitious, and one of the things that it says in the letter is that Merlin was a Slytherin, and would you rather be like Merlin or the person who invented the self-soaping dishcloth? My first reaction was, well, people still need a self-soaping dishcloth. That's still useful. If you were the inventor of that, you still should be proud of yourself, because I assume that people would use that every single day. I mean, I wash my hands every day, a couple hours every day, especially since I'm a bit obsessive compulsive about germs, but it's that's useful. People use that. The world still needs a self-soaping dishcloth. So I don't mind being the person who invented the self-soaping dishcloth. And also I'm not, believe myself destined for greatness. I'm not particularly ambitious in my thinking. I'd rather do great things than be a great person. You guys really know what I mean? And yeah, I'm not inclusive and exclusive in my thinking, where I elevate a certain group of people over others. That's just not what I do. That's just not who I am. Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw might seem kind of obvious for me, because a lot of people will tell you that I'm smart, I'm witty, I value education so much. That, other than my family, is the most important thing in my life, is my education. But in all honesty, I don't think that wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure, because I don't think I'm smart because I was just gifted with intelligence. I think I'm smart because I just work really hard at it. That's me being intelligent, I think, just comes down to me not being lazy, and working the pathways in your brain to make connections to one another. And as you get smarter and learn more, your mind just gets used to making those connections, to seeing those lines, to seeing those things, and just puzzling it out. So yeah, I just think that hard work is more important than wit. And yeah, so I just don't think I'd belong in Ravenclaw. Also, I'm not, I suppose, very arrogant about my intelligence. I'd like to think, because I think that I'm smart because of hard work, anybody can really become smart as long as they work hard at it. So then, speaking of hard work, Hufflepuff. I think I could get along fairly well in Hufflepuff, and I do have quite an affection for that house, especially since like they're probably the most de-emphasized house in all the books, certainly in the movies. So like they have an underdogginess that I find endearing. But really, I don't think I'm tactful enough to be a Hufflepuff. Like, a Hufflepuff is supposed to be your best friend. Like, could be anybody's best friend. And that's just not me, where I'm just like nice to everybody. Like, I have my limits and I have my patience. And if I think something is bullshit, I will say it's bullshit, and, you know, versus like trying to find a more diplomatic way to say it. Like, that's kind of how I see more Hufflepuffs, as being just like very diplomatic and very good at yeah, diplomacy. And yeah, I'm really looking at the books, you know, I think I am quite a bit like Hermione as well as Ron. Like, just in terms of their personalities and who they are, I find a lot in common with both of them, and they're obviously both Gryffindors, and also like to have courage to not be afraid to say that something is bullshit. I think is the type of courage that I have. Also, a courage to just like be yourself and try to encourage others to do the same, which I have done in my life. So yeah, I really, you know, courage, being bold. Yeah. Okay. What house do you think you belong in? Auf Wiedersehen.